darn welcome. This will be another hacking quiz. You guys seemed to love it last time, so let's continue. The game is, I show you a picture, you tell me how to hack it, and if you don't know, I will tell you. Let's get started. Number 1. So everyone, we have another Nmap output. Tell me, is anything here interesting? What type of host is this? What do you think? And in my opinion, yes, that is interesting. We immediately see the fact that this is not Linux. We immediately see that this is a Windows machine because it has Kerbrute 88 open. We can also see that it has a web server on port 80, right? Which is not default on a domain controller. Can definitely be interesting attack surface. We can see default stuff like DNS is open. RPC is open, SMB, right, on 139.445. LDAP is open on 389 and 646. This is all LDAP. And also 3268 and 3269. Okay? K-password, default stuff, VinRAM, that is interesting. RDP is open, which is super interesting as well, right? So if we have credentials, we should definitely check against these protocols, right? And also SMB and VinRAM as well. And RPC. So yeah. Basically, wherever you can use credentials, we should always check, right? If we have credentials, we should check SMB, VMI, right, RPC, Evil VinRAM, or sorry, VinRAM, and RDP, and then possibly MSSQL and other, or VNC, etc. Just wherever we can really attempt to use credentials, we definitely do, right? But yeah, this is a domain controller. That's the most noteworthy so far. Now, in this output, what is happening right here? What are we doing right here? Tell me. We are performing a attack called ASIC roasting, right? Not directly, it's just more that this version of Kerbrute will kind of do it, but don't worry about this. It's easy to perform ASIC roasting. The most important part that we're really doing right here is just enumerating the users. And we can see that the valid usernames is James. We can also see service admin, right? Service admin, James, Robin, Darkstar, etc. It's just this particular version of Kerbrute at the time also revealed the hash to us, but we were going to make this check regardless. This doesn't really matter, right? If your tool doesn't exactly do this, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we are essentially checking if the users that we had in this user list, right, usernames, are valid against the domain, and we can see that all of these are in fact valid. So that's amazing. Then the next thing that we would like to do, what do you think that is? Now that we have a bunch of usernames, we don't have passwords, right? But there are a bunch of usernames against the domain controller. What attack would we like to do next? What do you think? The answer definitely is ASIC roasting, right? This was a bit of the tell. We could alternatively also try to spray credentials, right? But we don't really have the password somewhere, right? If we found a default password in the LDAP description field or in some random share or something, then we would definitely like to spray that password against all of the users we have found. But when you have usernames and you don't have anything else against the domain controller, you always want to check ASIC roasting, right? Because what we can get from ASIC roasting is a beautiful hash. We can see that this belongs, it's an astropath, right? It belongs to the service admin user at the spooky sec.local. And then this is the rest of the hash, right? So this is beautiful. My question to you is, what do we do next? We have a beautiful hash. What do you think we should do next? If your answer was to crack it, you're absolutely correct. So that is what we're doing in this scenario. We are feeding this hash to John, right? John the Ripper. It manages to, by default, detect what hash type it is. And in this scenario, it is a KRD5 astrop hash, right? As you can see right here. And yeah, and it managed to crack right there. It's a bit of a bad image, but you get the point. So this is definitely what we're gonna do now. Let's continue. So we now have a valid set of credentials, and there's a ton of things we can do from here, which is truly beautiful. So we can see that we are trying to essentially authenticate using the credentials, and we are enumerating the shares, right? As we can see right here. My question to you is, does anything here look interesting? What do you think? Is everything here just default, or what do you think? Now, A lot of this is default, right? Like IPC, netlog, sysvol, admin, etc. See, but the backup one is not default. And obviously we should check them all regardless, right? Whether they are default shares or not. But the backup one is definitely the one that stands out. Definitely the ones that stands out the most. So we should definitely enumerate that, and then we can enumerate the rest over time as well. So we managed to get onto the host, and we are running PowerUp, as you can see right here. Yes, there we see. We can run PowerUp right there. So based on this output right here, does anything here look interesting to you or not? To me, I would say it really doesn't. It doesn't really find anything interesting at all. And yeah, I mean, we have a potential DLL hijack, but that's very rarely the path, especially if you see this DLL right there, the VLB. But yeah, so this is, I would say this is not interesting whatsoever, right? We should definitely check other tools as well for Privesk, like Privesk check and WinPeace, and doing some manual checks as well. But for a quick check with PowerUp, we don't find anything immediately interesting right here. So what about in this scenario? Is anything interesting right here to you? For me personally, we can start with the, so we can see that we are enumerating the user service admin. We're checking who am I all, right? So all of the permissions that we can see immediately. So we can see at the privilege section right here, it has SC machine account privilege, change notify privilege, and SC increase working set privilege. These are all completely useless for now, and they are not interesting. Over to the group section, we can see that we are part of Evron group, right? Whatever, that's not interesting. We are part of remote desktop, right? Which is why we were able to remote desktop onto this machine. We're part of the users, the pre-Windows 2000 compatible access. I don't think that one is immediately exploitable, but we can definitely do a Google check and double check, right? Look for some cheat sheets, etc. to try to verify these things. Interactive logon, interactive authenticated user to the organization. None of this is super particular and interesting, but we can see that it's part of THM AD comp staff, a group or alias. So that one would definitely make sense to enumerate further. Right, so that's the one that really stands out to me. The rest I don't find particularly interesting. And what we're able to essentially do in this scenario is we were able to enumerate in Bloodhound, and this particular user actually had the privileges to perform a secret dump, and because of that we can see all of the beautiful hashes right here. And yeah, once you perform secret dump on a domain, you get all of the users like so, and you can also see that we are getting the admin hash right here, right? So this is an NTLM hash. So the part that we want, this is the LM version, and this is the NT version. The part that we want is this right here. And we can see that we passed that to the PSExec. And this is essentially the domain administrator, right, of the entire domain. So yeah, we got a shell on the DC, and it's basically game over. So yeah, I hope you found this video useful. If you want more videos like this, let me know. And if you find this video useful, then you're absolutely gonna love this. We have a massive, free-to-try, 25-hour plus OSCP course that you can see that people are just absolutely loving. That inside gives you all of the resources that you need to crush the OSCP. We have a massive roadmap that literally covers everything. We cover initial access, privilege escalation, Windows and Linux. We cover Active Directory. We cover post-exploitation. We cover lateral movement. We cover pivoting, tunneling. We cover the exam. We cover the reporting. We cover all of the attacks that you need and all of the techniques that you need for OSCP. We also cover all the rooms that you need to do, and all of the rooms is linked inside. We cover Active Directory chains as well, and we literally cover everything. And you will instantly get all of these resources once you join. So click the link down below, try it completely for free. I'll see you inside.